Finally, we are building the brooder for our 1-day-old chicks that are soon coming to our farm. Here we have bought tarpaulin that we have used to cover all the windows and all the openings so that no wind and cold comes into our 1-day-old chicks. So here we bought tarpaulin, 8 pieces of them. And then we have used them to cover every side. Here in the inside, we've made a little partition so that we are able to come in and be able to put our things on the side before we enter the brooder. So you can see that we have already covered inside. That is to divide the brooder from a little part of the house that we shall be using as a station for our equipment and anything that we're going to use. And this is inside our brooder. So we've covered the upper side, the whole of the upper side. We have covered the whole of the side, so the whole house is covered because we're going to use a whole floor as a brooder. We are going to receive 2,500 chicken. This is what we were able to order, and this is what we are going to receive in a few days' time. So here you can see our brooder that we have prepared. We are still to continue to build the side of the brooder with plywood because we are going to make a huge rectangle in the middle of this house that will be the real brooder where the little chicks will come and start living. So we have still to do that next week because today is a Saturday and we have to leave a bit early. We cannot continue working. We've already put our wood shavings, which are already sieved and they are disinfected before they're put here, and they're very dry. So next week we're going to start putting the plywood around the whole house so that it covers the roosters on the outside. We should not have the roosters inside the brooder. And this is the outside of our house. As you can see, we've covered with our tarpaulin, our beautiful tarpaulin that we have bought in the city of Nairobi, and we brought it all the way to the rural village so that we can use it to cover our house. This tarpaulin, we're going to use it now to cover the whole house. And later on, we shall leave it hanging because we're going to use it to cover the rain when the rains come. So we'll only be pushing it up and pulling it down when it rains. But right now, we're going to have it down all the time when you're using it as a brooding curtain. And so here, it's lying on top of the layer boxes, and therefore we decided to put this heavy plank of wood so that it doesn't fall from the top because it's quite heavy, and it keeps it in place. We've actually just nailed it on top or put it in hooks, and we're sure that it's not going to fall. And so here you can see that we've covered the whole house. The whole house is covered on the top floor, which we shall be using as our brooder. And here we are going to be walking in this little corridor, and we can actually open a little if you want, when you want to observe the birds, if you don't want to go in. But this is actually what we are going to be using. And as you can see, we are actually we're doing very well because we have a few weeks left before our birds come, and we are very ready. It's very important to prepare everything so that you have time to check and you have time to redo it if you have to. So we realized that our house was leaking a little on the wall because when the rain came and hit the wall on the northern side, then the rain was seeping in. And so our carpenter who built our house has come back so that he can repair that part of the house. And so he's going to put a little roofing to shade that rain from coming in, and a little glue so it doesn't leak in. So this is our carpenter who built this house by himself. If you need someone to build your house, just tell us and we will be able to send him to you. And so this is again the inside of our brooder, and we are going to cover the top, the ceiling, because that is not yet covered, and we're going to do it ourselves. We've actually not asked anybody to come and help us. We are doing everything by ourselves. And here we're testing the lights to see that they're working, but we're going to put more lights that will go down below so that they're just near the chicken, a few lights which will be quite low. We're also going to buy some few ovens to warm the brooder, and we'll mix the ovens and the heat bulbs so that in case we don't have electricity, then we have the charcoal ovens to use. So we must have both of them. Here we're just testing the lights to see that they're working. And these are just for the chicken to see the food, but we're going to add more lights which are a bit lower hanging, which we're going to remove later on. And our drinkers are ready, but they're not going to be used. That's why we've pulled them up so that they'll stay up there until a few weeks. Then we'll be able to put them down. But we are going to do the disinfecting now so that we don't have to disturb the birds when it's ready to use. And here you can see the roofing that we are putting. We are covering the top so that no wind or no cold comes in from the top. So you can see here that we've already covered a part of the house or part of the roof so that it's all sealed. So now you can see that the ceiling and the side are touching each other. So there is a little cubicle, or rather big cubicle, which will house our little one-day-old chicks. And here I have my managers, 2 of them, who decided that they were going to build the whole brooder by themselves. They decided to take the task in their hands and do it by themselves. And so they're up in the ceiling and they are trying to cover the ceiling of the brooder so that it's finished. This is the last part of the brooder that they're making. They're actually the ones who have hanged the tarpaulin, put the shavings. They're the ones who are going to put the plywood around to make the little brooder that we're going to make next week. And they are preparing everything that is needed for the one-day-old chicks. Very, very, very excellent work. And it's really nice to have such people who are very dedicated to what they're doing. So we are seeing that the gentleman and the lady are building the roofing of the brooder house to the end. It's very good if you can do it yourself. You save a lot of money and you save a lot of time. So they've done this only in one day and they're almost completing. So let's see how it's going to look. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye bye.